Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Andersen. I am Zach Andersen. Today we're here at Sage Sound Studios for the 44th edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by Chaser 8.
Hello.
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 Hi.
So thank you so much for being on the show. I'm going to ask you the difficult questions as long as it's something to do with the letters of your band name.
I saw that. Yes, I like that. Very creative.
Thank you. So we'll start with C. How did Chaser 8 form? Do you guys have any memorable moments from your first gig together?
Well, it all started in Liverpool. And our skiffle group. Well, it's a hard question because Audra and I have been playing together forever.
Yeah, since we were like 10 years old. We lived less than like a quarter mile from each other, so we've been doing that. But yeah, a Chaser 8 I think was really something that was we were in a band throughout high school and then college. And then Pat was living in a different spot and we kind of went off on our own ways. We weren't writing any new material. And then from what I remember, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he brought me 2 new songs. And he's like, listen, I wrote these 2 songs. I've produced them because he's always been like really big into that. And I need someone to sing on them. Will you sing on them? And I think it just kind of rolled from that point. Pat writing and me singing, and then it became, okay, well, your 2 songs, so you want to do one of mine? And then we kind of like fell back into this old pattern that we were always doing, you know? So I don't think there was one definitive moment where we were like, hi, my name's Audra, we want to form a band. It was literally, we've known each other since birth. So it was just kind of a thing.
To answer your question, though, our first gig, Audra and I, was the Battle of the Bands in North Haven High School, which we won.
We did win.
I still have the medallion. Somewhere.
Yes,
nice.
Yeah, that was our
Very
first.
deep
That was our first gig. We weren't Chaser 8, but our first. We'd been, like I said, we'd been playing music together since we were 10 and writing, and we were always in my garage or in Pat's room recording. And we came together because if you won 8 hours of studio time.
Oh. And
Pat has always been super interested in recording, and he really wanted to win that studio time, and we did in fact win.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And how do you guys go about deciding songs for a set list? Is it a group effort? Does it fall on one person? Do you tend to stick with what you wrote?
Argue for hours.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. No, generally I go, guys, we need to make a set. Who wants to be involved in this? And then there's crickets, and then I just start and write. We have multiple whiteboards in our practice room, and I just start writing stuff on the whiteboard. And if they hate it, they'll tell me, no, don't do that there, do that here. But for the most part, I try to think of a set that's going to be fun and entertaining and powerful at the same time. Something that's going to...
Yeah.
We always tend to end with something a little dark. And start with something a little fast and fun. So I try to keep it flowing, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing worse than a boring set list.
Right.
We mostly spent hours arguing about which covers.
Yeah.
That actually does happen. We do argue about what covers we are playing. Pat cannot stand the covers conversation.
Well, it's tough because, you know, you don't want to try and do Paranoid Android or something that's really great, but you don't want something too cheesy either, so it's sort of a happy medium, you know.
Gotcha.
So.
Alright. That kind of goes into that question. If you guys could play a gig with any other act in the world, at any venue in the world.
I mean, the Rat Pack for me would be...
That'd be a great show right there.
Yeah.
Queen at Wembley in 1986.
Okay.
I mean, I wasn't alive, and they're they are a band, but Freddie's obviously not there. But Freddie's my favorite, and that concert actually like changed my whole life as far as like, I wouldn't say changed my whole life, but changed a big part of my performing life in a sense that you watched one man walk on stage and literally capture 100,000 people by himself. That would be amazing. Not that we could ever grace the same stage as Freddie, but that would be amazing.
I think we could grace it.
Definitely. And what would you say is your song? You touched on it a little bit earlier, but your songwriting process. Do you tend to start with music or lyrics, melody? Does it vary?
So Audra and I each write songs sort of independently. We do collaborate sometimes, but very often we write in our own little silos. I'll speak for myself, but I always start with the melody, and then I can add. That's the hardest part. And then adding the guitar chords and riffs and stuff, it comes very naturally. It's very easy for me to do that. It's the great melody that is really tricky. It's very elusive.
Yeah.
I kind of start with a good line, and I think that's why our songs are I think that's why we've been writing together for so long, is because we're so different in our process. Like, I'll start with a good idea and a good line, and then I'll work the chords around it. And that's, but like he said, we are very isolated. Like, he will do it on his own, and we're talking like at his own apartment and me like at my own house. Like, we are not doing this in front of people.
Right.
Like, we are very isolated. And I'll start with a line. I'll hear something, or I'll think of something, and I'll say, fuck, that's good, I want to do that. I want to write something around that, you know? So it's definitely different, but it
You
obviously...
curse on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I did.
We're gonna start the whole thing over now. Just
No, well, I have all swears on my shirt, so if we couldn't, then that would be pretty bad.
blur it out.
Yeah.
Just blur out everything.
Yeah.
That's the guidelines.
Blur out my
before I start
face,
saying.
blur out the whole thing, yeah.
All right. And is there anything that's essential of you to do before a show to get ready? Do you have any like pre-show rituals?
You know, I've kind of gone, I won't even start one because I feel like once I start one, it will snowball into like the guy in the batter's box who has 500 fucking things that he does. So I just can't, because if I do, it will get out of control.
I wouldn't say, there are a couple things that I do that I would say once I read your question for the first time, I realized that yes, there are things. So I will not make a set list. I will not print them out every time. And it's always the name of the venue in red and the songs in black. And I will not print a set list before. I have to print it as I'm getting ready. And
I'm
that
actually
is,
learning side.
this is well, my husband could tell you this for sure.
I'm sure he could.
And he would get it when he was Aaron, our former guitar player and keyboard player, would get so annoyed because he'd be like, "Why did you not print these like a week ago?" And I can't. I have to print them right before.
I understand that actually entirely.
It
feels official, right?
Yeah, and I have to do it right before. In some cases, making a slate. Which drives him even more
I don't know
crazy.
if that's the reason why.
Yeah, and then now I have a new look on stage where we call it my trashy pea, my trash panda, my raccoon. I have my black eye makeup that I put on, so I do that every time. So
Nice. And you guys just released an album.
we did.
All right, tell me about it.
Tell Me Lies is what it's called. It's available on every music platform.
Known to man.
Is known to man.
Yeah.
Although not in any real physical form, sadly. At least
Well,
not
we have it
currently.
in a USB
Oh
cassette.
yeah, right.
Nice.
Tell Me Lies is, oh man, it feels, I mean, you're an artist and and you've recorded things, and I feel that when you put out anything, it feels almost like a birth. You've birthed it, it's now in the world, and then you just have to see how it thrives. I feel like Tell Me Lies was even more a labor of love than anything, because we worked so long on the songs. We really sat down in the basement and really worked through them. And for any band that has sat practice after practice after practice, only working on one or two songs and really drilling them and figuring them in, I mean, it takes a lot of time, a lot of patience and dedication to do that.
Yeah.
Because listen, playing gigs is so much fun. Writing a song also cathartic and fun, but working out that song and pounding it out until you have a good arrangement and something that's going to sound presentable, that's work. That's a lot of work. And for us to do that with these 8 songs, we did that literally with every song on this album. So I think that for me, and I know for Pat too, it kind of felt like, holy crap. I mean, I'm speaking for you, I'm sorry.
I forgot what the question was.
It finally, it felt like, holy crap, it's out. Like, we did it. Like, it's finally out for people to hear, and it just, we're really excited about it. We've gotten some pretty good reviews on it, a lot of streams on Spotify, so we're excited. I don't know how Pat, I know Pat was excited about it too.
I think didn't I already answer this question?
Well, it really shows how much love you put into it. It's a really great album.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thanks so
Appreciate
much.
that.
And I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourselves that many people may not know.
I can do this.
About, like, us personally?
Okay. Yes.
Go ahead, Pat.
You go first.
I think that things that people wouldn't know about me, like, from an outside appearance, is that I'm probably I am a really big dork at heart. I have multiple Harry Potter tattoos. I have Star Wars tattoo. I guilted my husband into buying me a Lego the other day, a Harry Potter Lego that I could build. I also do finances for a living. I'm like an accountant / bookkeeper, and I don't think a lot of people would know that about me as well. So I think that's 3 or multiple interesting things. Big dork. big, and I love to cook.
All right.
That's another thing. Love to cook.
Do you have a go-to dish?
Anything Italian, I cook a lot of sauces. Penne alla vodka, pesto. I do a nice Alfredo. I'll do a nice like basic tomato sauce. You name it, I'll do it.
All right.
All right, I said one. I can do that.
Yep.
I got my first tattoo. I was deathly afraid for years, but I finally got it. Oh, it's a camera right there.
Yeah, look at
it's
that.
Our album artwork
Nice.
right there.
First one.
Very cool.
Unlike very few people we play with, I am a nerdy math teacher by day.
All right.
So, but I guess I kind of looked the part too. So maybe that's not surprising. All right, I botched this question.
You did not.
Moving on.
Actually, I was actually hoping you would say math teacher because I think it probably if you saw us and and you heard our music that you wouldn't realize that we're both in numbers
Right.
as like a day job like that we both do that. So it's
You make them up though, right? You cook the books.
I cook. Of course, I cook the books. You got it. That's what a good Italian does. They cook the
That's
books.
right.
That's all we know how to do, right? But yeah, we're very deep, Zach. Very deep people over here.
Tell.
All right.
Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thank you for
Looking forward
having us.
You're
We're
welcome.
We're waiting for the performance. It's gonna be great.
Definitely. If you guys want to check out Chaser 8, please visit the link below. And now we'll cut to a performance from Chaser 8. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.
I can read, I can write, watch the clock through the night, and I've been living so far inside the bell jar. And I've been trying to find my mind, but it's gone for good this time. Tie me down, shock my brain, tell me lies to make me sane. I've been living so far inside the bell jar, and I've been trying to find my mind, but it's gone for good this time. And I've been living